Hey y'all. Hey, just in time for my late dinner too. Oh, well, shoot, I should have brought me some food. Hey, Nana B. Hey, Amaya. Hey, Tasia. What's up, y'all? Hey, Becca. Hey, Chanel. I'm okay, Becca, but my allergies are kicking my butt right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but I'm like a little congested. Hey, Tyronda. Hey, Colorful World. Let me see. Hey, Chanel. Hey, Jazz. I won't be able to watch, but good chat, everyone. Okay, Laura. Hopefully you'll catch the playback. Hey, oh, I always look forward to your lives. Oh, I look forward to my lives too, y'all. This one was late because this week was just a little bit hectic for me, but I really do. I look forward to doing my reviews, and I look forward to these lives. I really, really do, because I love to hear y'all's perspective. Hey, Brianna. Hey, it's Ray Ray. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hello? I'm sorry, y'all. I did preview that hygiene thing for next week, child. What is up with people not wanting to take showers? That's what I don't get. Like, especially if you gonna be around other people, why do you feel the need to not bathe? Like, I just didn't. I was a little taken aback when I heard that. Hopefully, we heard it out of context. Hopefully, even though she seemed like she was pretty clear about how she felt, but I just was like, oof, oof, my goodness, like. I mean, hopefully he could shame her into bathing, because what are we doing here? Exactly. I thought showering daily was the bare minimum. That's what I thought. Clearly other people have other people have other routines, and I'm just like, or lack thereof. They don't have a routine at all. It's just like, oh, I just don't feel like, you lose your natural oil, or you know I don't I don't bathe every day because I'm not even dirty, and when I do bathe, I only wash the hot spots, and I let the water run everywhere else. Like, okay, girl, Mm-mm. And I saw this one woman say her husband has not used soap in like the past 2 years. I was like, and you're okay with that? Oh, I can't. We can't be together if you don't bathe now. That's now that's a deal breaker now. Oh my goodness. I can't. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, you guys, because I literally can't. I scrub my legs and feet too. I just don't let the water. Exactly. Exactly. I thought you your legs and your feet are the closest thing to like the ground, and when you sit down places outside of your home and things like that, that's touching some nasty stuff when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? When you wear sandals, when you leave your house, really, I mean, you just think you're supposed to bathe all that stuff off, scrub it off. The bottom of your feet, especially because you gonna get in the bed, right? So I don't know, y'all. I don't get the point of doing rinses. You might as well use soap while you're in. Exactly. She told me I showered often. I thought showering was yeah, that's something you do often, every day. Child, I can't. But let me go ahead, because we could talk about that all day. Let's get started with the couples. I'm gonna start off with let's start with these two because they didn't even get to experience their honeymoon, and I know that was disappointing. I know that was, you know, tragic for, you to marry somebody and actually have a connection with them and not be able to experience your honeymoon together. But the way Michaela reacted to him getting C19, um, I mean that was very selfish. It was very selfish. Cause I don't know, a lot of people have been saying negative things about Michaela, and I've been trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and not trying to go just based off of like that preview we got, because had we not seen the preview, we might have a totally different view of her. So I've been trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the way she acted right there, I was just like, girl, this man, this exactly. It was so inconsiderate because he is sick. This is something that has taken so many people out and could have easily, it could have went a different way. So I don't know. That was just kind of like rude, especially like it's one thing to go home and like maybe vent to your friends off camera, but to be on camera talking like that, that's kind of crazy to me. She cared more about not getting to wear her bikinis, right? She is a spoiled brat. All she cared about was being in her bathing suit. Michaela was being selfish. It was so cringe and disappointing to watch. Yeah, she was very selfish. I don't think I would have left. Me either, y'all. Me either. Now, somebody brought up the point that since she was exposed, that maybe she shouldn't have left altogether because she was exposed, it could have just showed up later, and possibly she should need to quarantine as well. maybe in a separate room, and that could be true too. But if I'm here for a few days and I still don't have it, like, and plus you just stay there to be moral support for your husband. Maybe y'all could quarantine in the room, next to each other. I don't know how that would work, but I just, her reaction to that was just, I couldn't believe she reacted like that. Because it just, like, I mean, at least shows a little concern for your husband. She kept complaining that she wanted to spend time with him and have a good honeymoon. Like, ma'am, he has about exactly. And I get being disappointed because of the honeymoon expectations, but the man is sick and has compassion. Yes. Y'all, okay, can we not, like, y'all be so quick to diagnose people with being on the spectrum? Just because somebody reacts negatively or poorly, that doesn't mean they're automatically on the spectrum. Let's not associate those two behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it was just, she might just straight up be selfish. There's some people in this world that are just selfish and only think about themselves and how things affect them. It was giving Tamar Braxton. Let me tell you, whenever I saw her with her sisters, that's what I thought. I'm like, she really acts like Tamar, and her sisters remind me of the Braxton sisters and how they coddled Tamar to the point where they low-key created a monster. I couldn't understand her reaction. Like, girl, it's not all about you. You could redo the honeymoon. So true. You can get another honeymoon, but not a lifelong love. Exactly. But I heard that production wouldn't pay for an extra room for her. You know what? Where they were staying did not seem like an expensive place to stay. Now, maybe that's just me. Now, if they weren't willing to pay, I might have went and got my own room. What kind of job she got? Well, maybe she ain't got the money for that, y'all. Let me stop assuming. Maybe she just didn't have no choice but to come home. She's been like that for all the episodes so far, immaturity and not ready for marriage. Yeah, I've been trying to, like, give her the benefit of the doubt, but this part, it was kind of like, it's like in your face. You can't ignore. You can't, like, say, well, maybe she just said that because no, this was completely selfish. No spoilers, thank you, Tyrana. Please, no spoilers in here. You will be blocked. We have no tolerance for spoiler. Where's my little sign that be up here? Hold on. Here we go. I think they gave her options. Different room with no Zach or go back to Texas. I mean, I just would think that they would want to keep her there because they brought her there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And the same reason why they had Gil come down, even though Mirla couldn't. Like, I just feel like she's another big personality. Like I said in my review, their presence was missed because she has a huge personality, and I feel like she would have been very entertaining on this honeymoon, like without even trying, just because of how she is. Like, you never know. If she would have stayed, she probably could have got into it with somebody else on that honeymoon. You know, that's just the type of personality she has. Very loud and boisterous, and so it would have been interesting to see her stay, but. I'm gonna go ahead and move on, you guys, because it is what it is. Like, I hope that this doesn't set a bad tone to their marriage, but for some reason, I do. I do. I feel like this is gonna, like, just by the way they were talking about it, um, just by the way she was talking about it with Rachel and Jose, and making it seem like she was really feeling a way about it, that she wasn't gonna get to spend time with him. But it's like, can't y'all FaceTime? Then again, he might not be feeling well. He might be feeling weak or low energy, but you can still call and check on him. And, there are other ways to communicate and be with one another. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and move on to Child. I don't know how to feel about them. I really don't, because Ryan is giving absolutely nothing. Like, Ryan is giving 0% energy. Like, not even barely any percent of, like, he just seemed like he don't want to be there with her specifically. Flat. Yes, flat. And Brett is a cute. She is I like her energy. She has a fun, bubbly energy, and he just, like, weighs the whole situation down. I think that's another reason why he irritates me, because her attitude is, like, always positive, and he always has to drag it down with something negative. Oh, he annoys me so bad. Like, I don't like his energy at all. Ryan is so detached in the loop. Right. Ryan seemed to be a little more personable this episode, but still very dry. Yes, he has a sad look in his face most of the time. Ryan is giving like he wants a vessel for kids. Yes. I don't think he likes her. He has no facial expression. I didn't like when he said about redheads. I didn't like that either. I thought that was truly, and he said that to her parents. Like, what? It was so superficial and shallow. Like, what? I feel like they're the couple the producers chose to give a bad edit. I don't know. I don't know if they getting a bad edit, because I mean, maybe they are, because she does every time she gets on screen, she acts like they have the best time, but she could just have low standards. Just the fact that he's not treating her bad might be good to her. You know what I'm saying? Even though she acts like she has high standards, but we don't know what her past relationships look like. This could be good to her, but every time we see them get together, it's just like, yeah, we can do, yeah. He's just very clear eyes. This is what he sound like to me. I can see why they call him the serial dater, because if he acts like this exactly, no personality whatsoever. And when he does have something to say, it's usually something a little snarky or sarcastic. Like, even when they were around the other couples, and they had their confessionals together, he he was saying some really, like, sarcastic, snarky things, and I'm just like, oh, that's when your personality comes out, when you trying to get smart with somebody. It was just irritating. Ryan is annoying. He seems like a jerk. He seems like he's gonna put Brett through it, because he seems too willing to. She seems too willing to put up with it. Yes, it seemed like she's, like, happy to put up with it though. Brett reminds me of Beth. He doesn't have nearly. Oh, Brett. I don't know why Brett is like a name you usually associate with men. So every time I think of Brett, I don't know why I think of Ryan. But right, she does kind of remind me of Beth in a less toxic way. Way less. Like I don't get toxic from Brett. You know, they do kind of, both of their energies are very high and bubbly and fun. You know, he's only a serial dater because women wouldn't want a second date. Yes. It doesn't look, if you're the one not calling him back, that's one thing. I think that's Johnny. If he's not the one, if she's not the one calling him back, if the women are not the one calling him back, that is not the same. Because I'm not getting player. I'm not getting, you know, I've dated so many women. I'm not getting that from him at all. Like, I'm not getting that he was so charming, and I'm not getting any of that. Uh-uh. We've seen so many couples where one is more attracted to the other and they'll burn the relationship while the other gets invested. Brett maybe used to struggle love, so this energy isn't a that's what I'm saying. I think maybe, now see, I could be jumping to conclusions, but the fact that she is taking his energy as positive, especially with how he treated her after being on the plane, and she didn't react well to being on the plane. I mean, he kept talking about how much of it was a disaster. I know he didn't comfort her on that plane. I know he did not comfort her at all. So the fact that she was like, well, I'm just happy somebody was there for me. Yeah. It gives, I'm just happy to be here, T. Because I can guarantee you, she probably had a bad experience with a man on a plane where he, maybe he went off on her or whatever because she was freaking out. And he probably just sat there and she was like, you know what? I appreciate you just being here. There's no chemistry between them, but I think she's trying to trust the process. Yeah, I do think she's making the best of it. I do think she's trying to make the best of it. That sunscreen comment, yeah, I meant to mention that in my review. Like, what was that about? Like when he said, yeah, it's gonna take more than one of us to put some sunscreen on you. What did that mean? Is he trying to call her big? Like, and I really hope that he's not, because she seemed like she already had some insecurities when she said um she was nervous about wearing her swimsuit in front of him and other people. I really hope he wasn't trying to say that. But he already has said some misogynistic things when it comes to red women with red hair. So I would hope not. But it would not be surprising. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to let's see. Let's move on to Rachel and Jose. Child, I also feel like Brett might be a little insecure about her body. Yeah. I definitely got that from her. But yeah, let's get into these two, because tell me, what do y'all think about this whole money situation? Because I could see both sides in a way, but I feel like he's controlling with it. I feel like if he wasn't so controlling, she wouldn't be so defensive with the finances. But because he was controlling with like little things like brushing of the teeth and feeding her, and she was kind of getting red flags early, I think, with him, and being controlling, that I think now she's being defensive with the money. Because I think if he, in my eyes, now this is just me, and maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way, maybe he didn't mean it like this, But the way I viewed the situation, it seemed like he was willing to get like a joint account, and because he likes the nice things in life, he's willing to pay the bills, and whatever's left over you can have. Now, it didn't sound like he was trying to tell her that she needs to pay for anything, right? Is that what that sounded like to y'all? Because if you willing to keep your he's willing to let you keep your check, why are you mad that he's going to be paying the bills? I mean, I understand wanting to be independent, but you can put your money up just in case. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he meant. Why was he playing with her ponytail? That was a little off-putting. A lot of things he does, it's like little things he does is a little off-putting when it comes to how he deals with her. She brought up her being bad with saving and spending just to tell him indirectly she didn't want his help. He suggested a joint account and they pulled out what they needed. She didn't make sense. Right. Exactly. You just said you weren't good with money. I feel like Rachel is super happy about Jose having multiple businesses and having two or more houses, but trying not to seem like a gold digger. I think she keeps bringing it up. I think she really is independent, though. I really do think she's independent. I just think she's taking it overboard. He wants to be a provider. Exactly. I got that vibe too. She was dancing around the word controlling, but she's picking up on something with him. I'm picking up on something with him too. So I don't blame her for doing that. But seems like her daddy made her too independent. If Rachel didn't want Jose to take control of the money situation, she shouldn't have disclosed how irresponsible she was with money. She said she was impulsive and didn't keep up with her bills. That's true. That's true. That's true. You're right. She shouldn't have said all that. I mean, because I would want to take over the bills too, honey. If you're that bad. Jose is not discussing it with her. He was telling her he was taking over the finances and she should move into his place. Even if he's paying for everything, it should be a discussion. I agree with that. I do agree with that. That's where that controlling spirit comes out. That's where the controlling spirit comes out. And I would have to check that too. And I think that's why she's being defensive. I think that's a part of it. But it's a lot going on, girl. When you say you bad with money, maybe that's why he's stepping in. You know, I would gladly let him pay the bills if he wanted and have my own money. Now, see, if that was it, y'all, I would not even be arguing with him. But then he might think, because I'm paying for everything, then I have say over everything. I don't know, y'all. Rachel is secretly happy Jose will be taking care of her. You think so? I think Rachel just wants to be so independent. She doesn't want to be beholden to him. I understand wanting to have some independence or wanting to have an equal partnership. You know what I'm saying? I understand wanting to have a say in a relationship. And so that's why I said on my review, like, if you really, really want to like contribute, if that's like something that's important to you, maybe he could pay the bigger bills and she could pay the smaller bills. Cause it seems like he likes his luxury things and it seems like he makes more than her. So I do think he should pay the bulk of everything if that's the case. But like I said, he also has a controlling element. So you never know, he might try to hold that over her head, and maybe that's why she's being so defensive when it comes to money. For some reason, I don't think you can be too independent. You can be independent and balanced. But see, if you're so independent that you're not thinking like a couple, I think that's what people mean by too independent, because you can't be selfish. Like, he can't be too controlling, but you can't be only thinking about yourself. It's kind of like y'all have to move. Y'all have to move in a way where y'all are compromising some things, you know? She can't have that single mindset in a relationship, because that's selfish as well. I think Jose thinks he is perfect, the perfect one, and he just wants to add a wife to his situation, like a lot of these people. I could see that. I definitely could see that. My guy pays all the bills. I pay for groceries and household supplies. That sounds like a good deal to me. Okay. Um, as long as he ain't trying to be controlling with it. She should allow him to pay the common bills at least for a while so she can get her finances together. She could pay for her personal bills like cell phone. And if she has any loans, because she did go to school, so if you have any loans or anything like that, you could be paying on that. But contributing financially isn't the only way to contribute to a holistic relationship. She can find other ways if she's not strong in that area. True. Because it's not like Jose is saying, quit your job. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's saying, you know, I just want you to stay home and have the babies. It sounds like he was just saying, like, I'll take care of the bills. He did kind of say it in a very controlling way, but if he's allowing you to, keep work, not allowing you, but you know what I mean. If he doesn't mind you working and he wants to cover the bills, that's not the worst thing in the world, because you're not good with that. And you get to keep your money. It has only been a few days, though. It takes time to trust that someone will really back up what they say. He's got to prove himself worthy of her trust. True. That's true, too. I also think he has to be willing to discuss things. Whenever he discusses anything, it seems to be like his way or the highway, kind of. Like, I don't know. We'll see when they get to like the real world. But it just, the way he discusses things does seem to be like so definite, like his word is final. I also agree that hunt experts should be present during the hunt. I do too. Like, they used to, I don't know why, but I feel like they used to at least like FaceTime or like call the experts when they had certain disagreements or certain conversations, and that way the experts could mediate. But I guess none of them have had a big enough argument, or an argument at all, to really have to call the experts. But I don't think you should have to call them if it's like not a bad argument. If y'all are having any sort of disagreement where, maybe you could use a little help, I feel like that's where the experts could step in and help. But I think they want the drama. They want the drama. So if anything, the whole Ryan and Clara thing from last shows you shouldn't be so quick to move in someone else's house. True. That is true. But it's like he has two houses. So it would just make more sense to move in to with someone who already has a house, especially if you plan to stay married. Yes, Pastor Cal helped Shanice and Mika during their honeymoon. Exactly. But they were having like major issues as well. I also remember, I just remember a few more times where the experts were called, but they were also having like major issues or major arguments that were keeping them from like, moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to Bao and Johnny. Johnny is giving me very insecure. Like, Bao showed her insecurity this week too. So I don't know, maybe we'll see more from her. But every time we turn around, Johnny needs to be affirmed that somebody is attracted to him, that somebody like him. Like, that is gonna get old. That is gonna get old. I mean, I am rooting for them, but I feel like some of their actions are gonna get old with each other. Has anyone watched Johnny's unfiltered episodes? I have. I don't know, y'all. Oh, he's super insecure. That comes from his family not saying I love you and them and his dad leaving. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I understand it, but it's like you need to work on that. Like I mean, cuz you know where it comes from. He said it out of his own mouth, but he needs to get some coping mechanisms with that because that is going to get old. I relate to Bao because I snore so loud. I would always fall asleep last at the sleepover parties because it was so bad. And I could understand why that could be embarrassing or why you would feel embarrassment from that because that's something that, you know, people would tease you about. Snoring is never, viewed in a positive light. So I can understand why she would feel insecure about that. And him constantly bringing it up and constantly teasing her about it, especially you, Johnny, out of all people, somebody who is extremely insecure. If she were to tease you about something that you was insecure about, you would probably be sitting up here crying in the confessionals every time it was brought up. So I don't know. I feel like he was almost being dismissive at first. He did end up apologizing about it, but I feel like you were being a little bit too dismissive for somebody who is very insecure yourself. According to Johnny, this is the first time he told a woman he liked them before they told him. See, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's just like that's a little bit too scary for me. Like if you like somebody, stand in it. Therapy should be mandatory prior to being casted. There are so many cast members with deep rooted issues. True. Last week's Unfiltered was Brett's first time. And I was like, oh yeah, they're not together anymore because she was acting like Gil on the first day. She needs to go to her doctor, though, to see if they can determine why she snores. Okay. I didn't know you could do that. I mean, clearly you could do that, but I would have never thought of that. It's nice that he brought her a shirt, but she shouldn't have said something about the size or the tag still be. Um, Johnny need to do better when it comes to that though. Like if you buy a woman an outfit to wear, especially like a linen top, it you need to find out her size first of all. And second of all, it needs to be presentable when you show it to her. You don't need to just be taking it out the bag and it be wrinkled. Like he should have definitely ironed or steamed that first before He just presented to them to put it on. It was kind of like, y'all putting on wrinkled clothes. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. And here I thought Pinky was the president of the Johnny Hive. See, that's why I like to wait a few episodes before I just, you know, join a hive. I've never been in a hive for any of these people, you know, because everybody's human. I don't stand anybody, I'm not a super fan of anybody because everybody is human and you're gonna do something I don't like. But I don't know. It just his insecurities really shine through this episode, and I know that would bother me. Maybe because I'm super sensitive to that. I've been with very highly insecure. I've been with a highly insecure man, and I know how they are, how they act, every little thing. You have to basically affirm them with every turn, and it's draining because they hardly want to do it back. Like he's so insecure and he wants her to tell him that, oh, are you attracted to my body or do you like me? Nah, 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 nah. But do you be doing that with her? You scared to tell her you like her. You almost had a whole panic attack when it was time for you to tell her. So you should have a little bit more sympathy as to why she don't say it to you. Maybe she feel the same way about you, when it comes to you. So I don't know, y'all. It irritated me this episode. Yes, why did he get that shirt that don't fit? He didn't even look at the size. He couldn't have. You got Bow in extra large, as tiny as she is. I know you didn't get yourself no extra large. It was like 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. Yes, I was like, why didn't he get that shirt that doesn't fit her? Everybody better wait on Gil too because I think he's gonna be an issue. Yeah, that he showed me that this episode. We're gonna get to him. Pinky likes category 5 Hurricane K. I just want to give her a little time to get there, How Johnny gonna steam Bow's shirt when he didn't even steam that wrinkled shirt. That's what I'm saying. He should have steamed both of them. Y'all out here just wrinkled. Looking disheveled. Another person in need of counseling, not matrimony. It was an XXL. Even worse. I think that was the only size left. Well, find another top. Bow, I know they had to have a small in there. Bow is a small, if not an extra small. Okay, she definitely don't need no extra large. That thing was swallowing her whole. So what do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about those 100+ first dates? Oh, no. That was another red flag. Them 100+ date, 100+ first dates. I can't believe Jose approved of him buying an XXL. He didn't know what he was picking up. I bet you Jose found him something and Johnny switched it up at the last minute. Oh, I'm gonna get this pink one because I think this pink gonna look good with this. Commitment issues, exactly. These 100, I was like, Now y'all had the nerve. See, at this point, I was mad at the producers or whoever edits the show because y'all tried to paint Ryan as the player. I'm sorry. You went on 100+ first dates and ain't told now one of these women you like them first. Yeah, it's giving player. It's giving commitment issues. It's giving I run when I don't like something. He said it himself, but it just 100 plus. I think 100 first dates are because he hasn't been in a relationship in 7 years. Mm, yeah, I guess it does matter. It does matter, you know, how what's the stretch for these 100 dates? Are we talking about over the course of 10 years? Excuse me. Like since you've been in college, or are we talking about, in the past couple of years? I guess that does matter, but just the fact that you can say you've been on 100 plus days, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't believe it. It has to be exaggerated. Think so? Why did Bao want to be married if she's acting like this? How is Bao acting? Bao said Johnny was a ladies' man. She did say that, and she did say he had the player reputation. She did say that. You know what? And she had a crush on him back then, and he ghosted her. He ghosted her too. Hmm. I think Ryan tried to paint himself as the player, but 100 plus first dates is absolutely ridiculous. And he did say that as soon as he saw something he didn't like, he moved on. And see, whether he's insecure or not, Johnny has the personality of a player. Like, even though he's super insecure with Bao, super vulnerable, when you first, that's why we liked him so much at first, because he's just very charismatic. He seems like he knows how to talk with the ladies. He knows how to make them laugh. He knows how to make them blush. But deep down inside, he just don't. It seems like he don't feels like he's enough for women. And a lot of players are insecure. That's why they bounce from woman to woman. He's just vulnerable enough to admit that he's insecure. Johnny is charming with his when his insecurities aren't showing. Exactly. He probably ghosted most of those 100. That's what I'm saying. And even though he said, "Oh, it was just a friendly date," he went out on Bao with he. It was a friendly date that he went on with Bao. How do we know the rest of these dates that he went on the rest of these women weren't just friendly dates that he just ghosted from? Because he said 100 first dates. He didn't say specify romantic. Because Bao very well could have been one of those 100, child. And he just ghosted when he didn't feel like talking to them no more. Which I'm telling you, that was very, very common, because I used to do that all the time. When I was in college, like, I'm their age. Like, so I remember being in college, and when I got tired of talking to somebody, I ghosted them. Like, I've ghosted so many people. So, I mean, that's not uncommon, but I just didn't go on to date 100 people and ghost them. Johnny ghosted Bao because he just wasn't that into her. He didn't even remember all that stuff. Remember, he said kissing Bao was like kissing his sister. He did say that. He did say that. He's a runner. He wasn't ready to be genuinely present, which is rooted in insecurities. Yep. Maybe if they went on the date, Johnny would have ended up on Bao's list. True. True. I get what you're saying, because she came up with a list of people that she knew and she clearly didn't want to be matched up with. And so if it were that significant, he would have been on that list. So I don't even know if it was that significant to Bow. So let's move on because I don't want to be on here too much longer. If you're in here, it's 109 people in here. Make sure you like the video. Like the video. Child, these two, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these two. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these two because let me tell you, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Gil, oh, Gil," and Mirla is not a walk in the park. Mirla, she, she get on my nerves too, right? But Gil, he showed me a different side to him, and it reminded me of when the men went to their bachelor party and Zach was talking about how, I might get emotional. I might get emotional at my wedding, and Jose was saying the same thing, we might get emotional. And he was basically judging them, telling them, basically trying to act like that wasn't manly, and I might not cry this whole time. That reminded me of that. The way he acted this episode reminded me of that. And I'm like, y'all, I don't think we need to be putting Gil too far up on no pedestal either. Because I think this is about to be a train wreck. And both of them are assisting in the crash. They both were acting a fool. It's like, right. Be easy on Mirla. She's my favorite. I don't dislike Mirla to the degree a lot of people do. I feel like people really are going in on Mirla way too hard, but she did irritate me. She did irritate me now. I ain't gonna lie. She did irritate me. But she ain't gonna be having no walk in the park either. Everybody keep talking, oh, Gil this and Gil that. Oh, he's so fine. Oh. Gil getting the hive, y'all. Gil getting the hive together. I already see it. Every time I look in the comments, it's always, oh, Gil this, Gil that. Oh. And I feel like they're gonna try to overlook his behavior, but I see it. He got me, he alerted me. He ain't fooling me. Because he gives me big toxic masculinity energy. But I agree with what you said on your review about her edit. Yeah, I also, on my review, I said that Mirla talking so negatively about this honeymoon trip and everything, like all the accommodations and everything, I think this is what caused her to get the edit that she's getting. I'm not saying she's much better than the edit, but they're not showing any sort of redeeming qualities whatsoever about Mirla. And like even before they got married, like what introduced us to Mirla was very negative. It was all her negative attributes. They didn't really talk much about. I was surprised to know, that she was a principal and that she does work with, children, and she does, like to help people, and, a charitable person. Like, we only learned that through the conversation they had with each other. So that's why I'm just like, oh, I think she made somebody mad. I think she made the producers mad. She made people at Married at First Sight mad, because she keeps talking about on camera how terrible this trip is and how terrible, even though they are bad. Like, I probably wouldn't like them either, but that's something you complain to with your friends off camera, out of earshot of production, or you talk about that amongst each other, not on camera, like every chance you get. So yeah, production never seems to respect the female participant standards or expectations in the financial area. I agree. I do. I don't think Mirla is getting a bad edit. She started complaining in the morning about the milk. I mean, did she even brush her teeth? She does now, y'all. She does complain about everything. Now, I'm not saying that she got on my nerves too, and she complained about everything, and that was so annoying and so unattractive. And on top of that, I feel like every time Gil tries to like make the situation better or help her see the glass is half full, she's just so negative. She got to see it as half empty. You know, I hate that. I hate when people have that sort of outlook on life. Let's make the best of what we got. That is annoying, okay? And then every time they do have a conversation, she's constantly talking over him. And that's another pet peeve of mine. I hate when people talk over me all the time. That is so annoying to me. So we ain't gonna sit up here and act like she just got the worst edit because girl, you you doing what they're putting out, but I think they're just only putting out the negative and not anything positive or anything, any sort of redeemable quality she may have. I don't think they're airing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe she has to have something redeemable. Because Gil does, he's not, you know, he's a little too patient, and I don't think he's that good of a sport just based off of how he spoke about her behind her back. And on top of that, like people are mentioning in the chat, they are not the most compatible in the first place. She likes luxury. He likes to be frugal. She makes more money than he does. Okay. We saw that was an issue with Olivia and Brett. He is a dog person, an animal lover. She is not. So they have some big things that they're going to have to face in their relationship anyway. And the attitudes, both of their attitudes, might I add, is not going to help because I feel like instead of Gil addressing her head on with the things that he doesn't like about her or her complaining, like, yeah, he does it, but he does it in a joking way. You know what I'm saying? He's very sarcastic. He's like very passive aggressive, right? When you could tell he mean what he's saying. You know, he joking it and they have this like back and forth banter, but he's dead serious. Because if he wasn't, he would not have went out with those couples and said what he said about her in the way that he said it. Because make no mistake about it, that was rude. And I did not like the fact that he went behind her back and talked about her. Yeah, I just treat her like a toddler. You know, she throws her tantrums and, you know, I just feed her or I put her to sleep or whatever he said. That was not cool. Like, even though she even bragged about throwing tantrums, I just didn't like that. You know, the men has not even met Mirla yet. She hasn't even had a chance to have a first impression on them. And that is the impression you're putting out there to her. Like, you're saying all this stuff behind her back. And somebody else brought up a good point. If you're not gonna say it the exact same way that you said it to those people, if you wouldn't say that while she was sitting down there, if you wouldn't say that in front of her face, then you should not have said it at all. And I doubt he would have said it in that way in front of her. Okay, I just went on a full rant. Let me see what y'all are. I feel like he's joking to joke and play along, but he's kind of already made up his mind that she isn't the one. Same with her and her PJs. Mirla will wear a flannel PJ if she don't wear nothing else. Exactly. She must get cold easily because a flannel PJ in Florida, I think Gil was not happy and embarrassed that she did not come out to the pool with them. Well, if she was working, I mean, she was working. Maybe that was a condition to her being able to go on the vacation, that she was going to be able to, you know, work during the vacation. Let me see. Gil is gonna have to go all out and buy her a gift that she would like. Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna stay with her, he is. She was supposed to be set up with a NASA man who loves the finer things. The thing is, if she got set up with a person like Jose, she wouldn't like the way he looked. He would be too short. You know what I'm saying? In a way, she's so picky. It's kind of hard to find a person that has everything she wants, but I don't know. And she doesn't like dogs, but they set her up with someone that does. Her tone is not wrong. What do you mean? It's not cool. I don't think it's cool to sit up here and brag about throwing tantrums and whining like you're a child. Like she's in her 30s, right? Like, come on. That's not cute. That's one thing that turned me off from Mirla and why I can't defend her all the time, because if you're going to sit up here and brag about throwing tantrums, I mean, like, that's not cute. It just ain't. Who wants to deal with that? Who wants to deal with an adult acting like a child? Gil has to treat her like a toddler to coexist with her. At least he is trying. He is still keeping a positive outlook for now. I mean, I agree. I do think he is having a great deal of patience, but I think that's gonna end soon. Picky people have no business on this show. I agree. If you that picky, find your own husband. If you that picky, you know what I'm saying? You picky, but you want somebody else to pick your husband. That don't even make no sense. They don't make no sense at all. That gets on my nerves every time somebody come on this show and they picky. Like, what? Thanks, Tyronda. Make sure y'all like the video. Like the video. It's 110 people in here. That was so odd. That isn't her first time meeting his friends. She bragged about whining or being in a mood. Yeah, you're right. That wasn't the first time. She probably spending too much time with her school kids, because I don't understand how a principal is making excuses for, especially as a principal. How can you say on TV that you throw tantrums and you like to whine? What? All right, you guys. We've been on here for an hour. I really do have to go, but this was a great live. I always love the lives with you guys. I love the conversation. This was a really good one. It was 110 people in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Make sure y'all like this video. For those who came in late, I will be reposting the replay so you can catch that. And yeah, you guys. Oh, congratulations, new beauty, for passing your exam. I remember you were studying for it last week. Go ahead, girl. Okay, guys, I really do have to go. But I will see you in my next video. Bye.